Hi everyone, this video is about an abstract, how to write it, and when to write it for a Fordham undergraduate law review, note, or article. So first, the first important question is, why would someone read an abstract? So an abstract in our formatting appears before the content of the note. It appears right after the title and the author's name. This is a note from the Fordham Law Review, Clean Water Act jurisdiction over groundwater discharges after County of Maui versus Hawaii Wildlife Fund. And the abstract appears here in italics. So it's important to think about why someone would read an abstract in order to determine what information you should include in your abstract. So someone will most likely read an abstract for research purposes. So the abstract should be attention grabbing and true to the content of the note or article in general. So basically the goal of the abstract is to provide a summary of what your article or note says and what it argues in order for someone to have a clearer picture or a shortened version of the article or note in order to determine if they want to read it. So if someone was researching about the Clean Water Act, they might want to read the abstract first to determine if it's something they're interested in, if it fits within their research purpose, or if it's something they want to read. So let's say you read this abstract and it's not really the information that you're looking for. Instead of reading the full 35-page note, you could just read the one paragraph abstract and make that determination instead of spending your time researching, digesting, reading all of this information in the note. So with that, I'm going to read this abstract and then we're going to talk about what the abstract should say in general. So this abstract says the Clean Water Act is the principal federal law aimed at controlling pollution of the nation's water resources, yet it does not provide a comprehensive oversight of pollutants entering groundwater, the subsurface water that often feeds into rivers, lakes, and oceans. This note examines a recent Supreme Court decision, County of Maui versus Hawaii Wildlife Fund, which appeared to endorse a theory of federal regulation of groundwater discharges under the Clean Water Act. County of Maui established a functional equivalent standard under which a discharge through groundwater is subject to the Clean Water Act's permitting requirements if it is the functional equivalent of a direct discharge into jurisdictional surface waters. While the court outlined several factors for the courts to consider in making a functional equivalent determination, the decision offers limited guidance for lower courts applying the test. Moreover, it leaves an important regulatory question unanswered. This note aims to address some of the persisting uncertainties by proposing that Justice Kennedy's significant nexus standard for his Rapinos versus United States concurrence can be illuminating. This note argues that overlapping the significant nexus standard on the functional equivalent test offers a practical strategy for lower courts applying the test in difficult cases. So this abstract does a couple of key things. The first thing is it introduces the main topic of the note, the Clean Water Act, and the County of Maui versus Hawaii Wildlife Fund case. So you want to make sure that in your abstract, you're introducing the information in a way that it's clear to the reader without a lot of extra information that's not really necessary to the true content of the note. And then we want to provide some background information about the major topics in the note. So the Clean Water Act, we have County of Maui, we have the functional equivalent standard, and then we have the Justice Kennedy significant nexus standard. So the abstract here addresses the key components to this author's argument. The abstract ends with just stating what the argument of the note is. This note argues. That's a really great phrase to use in your abstract because it's clear to the reader what the ultimate conclusion or the argument is of the note which is key to a law review note. The abstract also uses this note aims, and other language about the note specifically, which is great for what we should be doing as well. This note examines. It's good to just in general outline the main points of the note in the abstract, again, to give people a better picture of what your note argues without them having to read the entire thing. Abstracts should be around 250 words, and they should be italicized. The reason the court case is not italicized is because of a specific rule that's outlined in the silent citation guide about using double italics. So since the abstract is required to be italicized, but court cases are also supposed to be italicized, we keep court cases regular font to indicate that it's a court case and it should be a special font compared to the rest of the text in the paragraph. Usually abstracts are best written after you finish the note or after you're clear on the outline and the main point and the argument of the note. So you want to be able to clearly and concisely summarize the key points and the argument of the note, and that's usually not able to be done until you finish researching, and in some cases until you finish writing the entire note. For me personally, I didn't write my abstract until I finished completely editing my note, because after a while, like, you change some things, you have different focuses, you might change your argument slightly, and there's no point in going through all of the work to write an abstract if you would have to change it all at the end because your argument slightly changed. So overall, key points around 250 words, clear and concise. You want to make sure it's legible for a research purpose. So you want to make sure that a researcher is able to read it and determine if they want to use this article or note for their research purposes or for their like personal interests. And you want to make sure you use language that is clear for the readers, like this note argues, this note examines, and clearly defining major key topics that you mention. If you have any questions about writing an abstract, please email fulr@fordham.edu. Hopefully this video is helpful. Thank you.